Hey everybody, Jan Velker here, and I am back with another video. Now, if you guys saw what happened in part 1, we did a prediction for the matchup for the 2026 NFL season as the schedule is about to be released very soon. So, why not do part number 2? And we got more matchups that we wanted to predict to see where they will go with, the international matches, Sunday night matches, Monday night matches, Thursday night matches, and even some afternoon and late afternoon games. Or I should say early afternoon games or late afternoon games there. But nonetheless, let's get this show on the road. It's time for part 2 for the predictions for the 2026 NFL schedule matchup. So the first matchup in the part 2 of our series is the New York Giants and the Indianapolis Colts. Now this year, the NFC East is scheduled to play against the AFC South team in a full division rotation. Now since the Giants and the Colts are coming off of the middle of the pack seasons and are building around their young offensive corps, the NFL typically slots this cross-conference matchup in the mid-season grind window. So by week number 10, both of these teams will likely be in the thick of their respective wildcard hunts, making this a pivotal 1 o'clock regional anchor. So, what I have here is week 10, Sunday at 1 o'clock. The next matchup is the Carolina Panthers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So after the Panthers secured their first division title since 2015 last season, this NFC South rivalry has a lot more weight. The NFL typically spaces out divisional games to keep the late season races interesting. And since these two play in a tight 16-14 contest in week number 18 of the 2025 season, the league will likely want their 2026 rematch to happen during the December stretch. So a 1 o'clock slot in a standard bread and butter for this regional rivalry. So we got week 14, Sunday at 1 o'clock is the prediction for this matchup. Next matchup is between the New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a clash of conference titans that this league will likely save for the December stretch. While the Chiefs are coming off of a difficult season where Patrick Mahomes missed time due to injury, the anticipation of his return against a surging Patriots defense led by Drake May would be massive. The NFL often schedules these AFC non-divisional battles late in the year to anchor the Monday Night Football slate down the playoff push. So, what we have here is a prediction that Week 15, Monday Night Football, this matchup will definitely take place. The next matchup to predict is the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints. So since the Cardinals have already locked into the Hall of Fame game in early August, the league typically gives them a standard early season travel schedule to balance their extra week of activity. So this cross-conference matchup featuring two teams looking to rebound from a 2025 is a classic 1 o'clock regional game. Placing it in week number 4 allows both squads to establish their identities before the heavier divisional grinds in October and November. So what I have here, week 4, Sunday at 1 o'clock. The next matchup is between the Houston Texans and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Jaguars are once again playing in a doubleheader in London for 2026, with the game scheduled for both Wembley Stadium and Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Since we have already slotted their matchup against the Commanders in Week 6, it's highly probable that the NFL keeps them in the UK for the second consecutive week to maximize the international marketing of the AFC South. Pitting them against the Texans, who finish off a top seed in 2025, provides a high-quality divisional game for the London fans and allows the Jaguars to serve as the home team at Wembley before returning stateside. So my prediction for this matchup is Week 7, Sunday at 9:30 a.m. The matchup next is the Indianapolis Colts and the Miami Dolphins. Because the Colts finished third in the AFC South and the Dolphins finished third in the AFC East, They locked in for a crossover game at Lucas Oil Stadium. Early in the 2026 season, the NFL often schedules these strength of schedule matchups to help flesh out the standings. Since the Dolphins have a high-profile division game against the Bills and the Patriots to balance, a Week 3 trip to Indianapolis is a perfect fit for a 1 o'clock regional slot. Whether in the Midwest, the weather is still warm and before the heavier October window begins. The next matchup is the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Chargers. So in 2026, the NFC West and AFC West divisions are in full rotation, meaning that this is the Battle of California and it is a guaranteed regular season fixture. With the 49ers opening their season internationally in Melbourne, Australia, and the Chargers navigating a treacherous AFC schedule, the NFL will likely place this high market matchup in the mid-season window to capitalize the Harbaugh versus Shanahan coaching narrative. A Week 9 primetime matchup at SoFi Stadium really serves as a perfect mid-season tempo for West Coast audiences, serving likely as a flex game candidate if both teams are in the playoff hunt. So, if that happens, I will put this in week number 9, Sunday Night Football. Next matchup is between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles. The Battle of Pennsylvania is a rare treat that only happens once every 4 years during the regular season. But for this season, this matchup serves as a Steelers designated 17th game and will be played at Lincoln Financial Field. And it will definitely determine based on division standings. Now, given the intrastate bragging rights and the likelihood for both of these teams will be deep in their respective playoff races by late December, and the NFL wants this to be in a high visibility late afternoon window. So it is a perfect penultimate weekend showdown to capture the attention for the entire Northeast corridor. So what I have here is week 17, Sunday at 4:25. The next matchup, the Cleveland Browns versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the NFL loves to schedule AFC North divisional battles on the final week of the regular season because they almost always have to give playoff implication. These two definitely split their series back in 2025 with their low-scoring defensive slugfest, a trend that has redefined this rivalry recently. Given the likelihood of this division crown, or at least a wildcard spot, will definitely be on the line. The league will place this in a traditional 1 p.m. slot, though it is a prime candidate to be flexed to a Sunday night finale if the high stakes are high enough for the postseason bracket. So if that's official, I'll put this in week 18, Sunday at 1 p.m. But like I mentioned, if the high stakes are high enough for the postseason, it will probably take place on Sunday Night Football. Next up, the Denver Broncos and the LA Chargers. As AFC West rivals, these two are guaranteed to meet twice. The Broncos took their final game of the 2025 season with a 19-3 victory. The Chargers are looking to reestablish the dominance in the division under head coach Jim Harbaugh. The league often scheduled these gritty tactical divisional matchups in a mid-October window. In a late afternoon slot at SoFi Stadium, it provides a great national lead-in for the evening games and to allow the league to highlight the development of Bo Nix and the identity of the Chargers defense. So my prediction here is it will take place week 6, Sunday at 4:05. The next matchup is between the Seattle Seahawks and the Denver Broncos. So this season, the NFC and AFC West divisions are paired in an interconference rotation, setting the Seahawks to mile high. After a dominant performance by Denver in a 14-3 campaign in 2025, they have to establish themselves as a team to beat in the AFC West. Now, historically, the NFL places this as a former division rival matchup dating back to the alignment back in 2002 or just before that. but this will definitely take place in a late afternoon window to capture the regional interest in both the Mountain and Pacific time zones. So by week 4, both of these teams will have survived their opening gauntlets, making this a high-stakes test of Denver's defense against a Seattle's high-powered passing attack. So I put this in week 4, Sunday at 4:05. Next matchup is between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Chicago Bears. So both of these teams are coming off of a high-flying campaign where each secured their respective division titles. This sets up a first place versus first place showdown at Soldier Field. While they met on Black Friday in 2025, the league is likely to move this contest to a mid-October window. So by week 7, the race to the NFC's top seed will be taking shape, and with Ben Johnson leading a potent Bears offense against a veteran roster of Philadelphia's, this is a marquee early window matchup for the national audience. So I will put this in week 7, Sunday at 1 o'clock. The next matchup is to predict is the Detroit Lions taking on the Buffalo Bills. So since the NFC North and AFC East are paired in a interconference rotation in 2026, the Lions are likely to travel to Buffalo for a regular season contest. However, with the history and the tradition often dictates in a Lake Erie battle as a premier holiday candidate, given that the fields are open a brand new stadium this year, the league wants to showcase the venue in a high-profile showdown. So sliding this as a Thanksgiving opener, just like what they did in 2022, it provides a massive national audience and a manageable travel distance for the Detroit Shirt team. So I will put this in week number 13 on Thanksgiving Day, and that happens at 12:30. So we got a few more matchups to go, but before we get to it, make sure you give it a like, hey, this video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. New York Giants, Washington Commanders. Following the script of the 2025 season where these two opened the year against one another, the NFL is likely to run it back as a tone setter for the NFC East. Washington dominated the series last year, pulling off a rare season sweep, including a 21-6 victory in the season opener. The league often uses the divisional rivalries in the early window to gouge where rebuilding rosters like the Giants stand against ascending teams like the Commanders. It is a 1 o'clock classic regional matchup that really serves the baseline for the divisional race. So week 1, Sunday at 1 o'clock. Next up, we got the Cleveland Browns taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So both the AFC North and NFC South will meet in a full interconference rotation, sending the Browns to Raymond James Stadium. And after Cleveland edged out the Buccaneers in their last recent meeting, which happened in a 23-17 win, Tampa Bay will be looking to neutralize Myles Garrett, who is coming off of a record-breaking 23-sack season in 2025. So by week 11, both of these teams will be fighting through the November gauntlet, where defensive consistency often divides playoff availability. So a 1 o'clock slot is the standard for this cross-conference clash, providing a solid regional draw for the Florida and Ohio markets. So we mentioned the 1 o'clock slot, and it will take place in week 11. The next matchup to predict is the New York Jets taking on the Tennessee Titans. So based on this 2026 scheduling formula, the Jets and the Titans are matched up as the 4th place finishers for the AFC East and South respectively. The NFL often places these like-seed interconference games late in the season to fill out the regional broadcast slots. But this specific matchup is slated to take place at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. By week 17, the Titans will likely be evaluating rookie process under the quarterback of Cam Ward, while the Jets are looking to place Boyer in the AFC. A 1 o'clock matchup is a perfect window for this battle between these two squads as they build momentum for the 2027 season. So the prediction is that it will take place week 17 at 1 o'clock. Next matchup to predict is the Washington Commanders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So the Commanders and the Buccaneers will meet in 2026 as a result of their third place and second place finishes in their respective divisions the previous year. Specifically, because of the Commanders finished third in the NFC East in 2025, they traveled to Raymond James Stadium to face off against the Buccaneers. Following a 23-20 win for Washington in the wildcard victory over Tampa Bay in January of 2025, this regular season meeting serves as a high-stakes rematch. The league is often scheduled these conference record-based matchups in the early to mid-October window, providing a balanced 1 o'clock regional anchor for East Coast market. So what we got here, week 5, Sunday at 1 o'clock. And finally, the match to predict: Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. This is becoming the NFL's premier appointment viewing rivalry outside of divisional play. Now, since the AFC West and North divisions are on full rotation in 2026, the Bengals will have to travel to Arrowhead Stadium to provide a guaranteed regular season showdown. The league almost always want to places a matchup between Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow in a high leverage window early in the season to set for a narrative in the AFC arms race. A week 2 placement in the 425 game of the week slot ensures maximum national viewership, while both of these teams are fresh and the stakes for the conference season are just beginning to heat up. So we mentioned this 425 game of the week, and it will take place in week number 2. And there you have it. These are the matchups that we'll be predicting for the 2026 NFL season, as the schedule is about to take place very soon. The schedule is about to be revealed soon, and we covered everything from international showdowns in London and Melbourne, especially in Rio de Janeiro, to a star-studded Thanksgiving triple header and the always intense divisional finales in week number 18. Now, in my mind, it looks like the AFC West and the AFC North are going to be the centers of gravity for the league this year, especially with the 49ers and Lions headlining major holidays and international slots. So, since we finished the slate, what are your thoughts on this? Let me know what you guys think, what kind of matchup that you wanted to predict for this video, and let me know what you guys think. Like I said, if you guys liked the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on all social media accounts. I'm Jan Booker, and remember folks, put that one on YouTube and like it, and I'll see you back here in our next video.